What's your name?
My name is John Pendergrass.
So, after the assassination of John F. Kennedy, how do you think that airport security changed?
Quit allowing, people. Used to, you could bring someone to the airport and go with them to the gate, like if you were with your grandfather or something, and you could take him to the gate and watch him get on the plane and everything. But they cut that out.
Before the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, passports were skimmed and were not that big of a deal. But after the assassination, passports were triple-checked. This astonishing change happened because the country did not want dangerous threats inside with contraband material. Like Mr. Pendergrass said, people used to be able to walk to the gates with whomever was flying. But nowadays, they have to stop at the security checkpoint. Also, the equipment used before JFK's assassination to check luggage was very basic. All they had was people checking luggage, an early metal detector that could be set off by the slightest traces of metal. Now we use reliable x-rays, heat scans, and metal detectors for all of your luggage.
The police became much more aware of events with a lot of people around, and so they seemed to set up systems by which they could be made aware beforehand when organizations and people were meeting or somebody important was coming to visit the town, so there could be more officers around the event or the individual that might be there.
Before the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, police were not aware of many possible threats. But after the assassination, police were very aware of every possible threat. This is because they had an updated wanted list and suspicion list. After the assassination, police were more heavily armed. They went from a 9mm pistol to a .45 caliber Glock pistol. They also got a standard issue taser which could deliver up to 50,000 volts to temporarily incapacitate the criminal and make an arrest with causing little harm. Also, police now have standard issue shotguns for heavily armed criminals. Police are required to wear a bulletproof vest which can stop a bullet traveling at 1,700 miles per hour. A police who is not wearing a bulletproof vest is 14 times more likely to be killed by gunfire than an actual police wearing a bulletproof vest. Police also got better long-range communication systems. Before, they could only communicate within 500 feet with their radio. Today, they can communicate with almost anybody in the country. How did presidential security change?
Presidential security?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Well, my belief is that it increased tremendously simply because the times I'd seen them, I guess one time then before I'd seen the president, and there was, Secret Service. And as you probably know, the Secret Service, their primary responsibility is to protect the president. They have other responsibilities in investigations, law enforcement, but in those days you just saw a few men around the president. But after that, whenever you'd see the president come in, which I did on 2 or 3 occasions, there were a tremendous number of Secret Service agents, and they'd even have usually a couple of truck vans, outside whatever building it was in, and they'd have a backup team of, say, I guess 8 to 15 Secret Service agents sitting in there that were just armed and ready for any kind of problem.
Okay.
So it was much tighter.
There's a lot of Christmases, 4th of July's, that type of thing.
Agent Lawson would immediately grow fond of the newly minted president.
He was pleasant. He was businesslike.
President still walking along that inside fence.
Keeping the affable young President Kennedy safe, however, who enjoyed mingling with adoring fans, posed potential problems for his sworn protectors.
They would be clapping or cheering or yelling, whatever.
I choose this as our goal.
When he wasn't guarding the president, Wynn would often be tasked with drawing up security measures ahead of presidential trips.
You're watching people that doesn't seem to be right.
We choose to go to the moon.
His colleagues considered Wynne to be the most precise and thorough advance agent on staff.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
Agent Lawson would plan Mr. Kennedy's celebrated trip abroad to Ireland and Berlin. But nothing could prepare the 35-year-old agent for what he would experience in Dallas, Texas.
The president's security has changed very dramatically in many ways. One way was the president's transportation. Before his assassination, his 1961 Lincoln convertible, left open, made JFK completely exposed to the public. And, even if the cover was closed, it was neither bulletproof or even bullet resistant. Now, President Obama's car, nicknamed the Beast, has 8-inch thick doors that are the thickness of a Boeing 757 cabin door and can withstand a full IED blast at close range. It also has night vision cameras at the front and is equipped with pump-action shotguns. Another part of the presidential security that has changed is the Secret Service. Before John F. Kennedy's assassination, the Secret Service had only 350 members, but afterwards in 1968, there were a total of 1,500 members. Also, Secret Service members were not trained to anticipate possible threats. Now, Secret Service agents study all incidents and potential incidents to improve how they protect the president. How did the security of major events like parades change?
Like what?
Major events like parades or other things change.
Primarily involved around the Kennedy's death. More than just you'd see a greater number of police officers or law enforcement officers, and there were greater number of uniformed and undercover
The
officers.
president's security has changed in many major ways. His transportation has gone from being fully exposed to being able to withstand a full IED blast. Also, before the assassination, there were only a total of 350 Secret Service agents, while in 1968, there were a full 1,500 agents. These agents also make sure to evaluate all previous threats to further the protection of our nation's president.
Before and during the time of the assassination, the Secret Service guards were very poorly armed and had almost no long-range communication systems. It wasn't until after the assassination that the Secret Service agents really ramped up security. If the president today was to perform any public performances, the Secret Service guards accompanying him would be armed to the teeth and be much more adequately prepared in the case of an attack.
As you can see, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy had many effects on the security of the United States. Some of the fields it affected were presidential transportation, Secret Service, equipment, and security, and last but not least, border control. Thank you.